guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. I haven't talked about this, and I honestly haven't watched any of the viral videos that has gotten millions of views on TikTok from Teresa Johnson, better known as Reesateesa, which I think that's kind of cute, because when I heard about it and I was like, Reesateesa, what is that? But it's a cute nickname derivative off of Teresa. I'm just going to say that. But I'm just going to preface this by saying I didn't watch any of the videos, even though I did hear about them. But and this is nothing shady. I'm just being honest. It just wasn't something that interested me. And I don't get on TikTok a whole lot. So I watched somebody else's breakdown that did like a little 8-minute breakdown, which is something that for me and all the things that I have going on in my life is more feasible for me, because I don't have time to watch a 50-part series, okay? But I will say that it was clever marketing for her. And not to say that she is someone that's the only one that's ever done something like this, but just because it may have been done before or somebody else may do it, it doesn't mean that it's going to go viral, because there's tons of people on TikTok or any other video platform that has done content that doesn't really get a lot of views. So there's that. So I'm not speaking about this and sharing my opinion to say anything negative about her, but I just wanted to preface this because I didn't watch the content because I just wasn't interested in watching it. That's just me. And 2, I'm not here to champion for anyone being negative about anyone. But I want to play this clip because Charlamagne, he, on the Breakfast Club, he made some comments about her and called her a nickname, a big back. And for those of you who are not really sure, well, what is that supposed to mean? Unfortunately, it is a nickname that I feel is definitely disrespectful, but it's mainly given to larger size women. I don't hear anyone calling males big backs, right? But if we're going to be honest, the man that she was with a big back, okay? Legion, which to me, I don't know if that, because again, I didn't watch her video, so I don't know if that was a nickname that she gave him, or if that was a nickname he gave himself, or if that's even his real name. I don't even know. You can let me know in the comment section. But when I hear Legion, I think of that Bible scripture where this man was possessed and the man was going crazy, and the demons that were in this person spoke and said, our name is Legion because we are many. So when I hear the word Legion, I don't care if the man was using that as a nickname or if that was his real name. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with him, okay? I'm just saying, when I think of Legion, I always think of that because that is scary. So to hear the brief synopsis of the story that the man that she was with was Legion and how he was a pathological liar amongst other things, none of that surprises me. But that's neither here nor there. But I wanted to just talk about this for a moment, guys. I want to play this clip because her story went so viral. She wound up getting featured on the Tamronhall show. Other outlets shared the story, as well as now she has signed on to a management company, entertainment management company. And I don't believe that she got signed because anyone's feeling sorry for her. The woman obviously knows how to capture an audience. She speaks well, which I don't even like really saying when it comes to African American people, because it's like, that's just a little bit touchy. Because you shouldn't just say, oh, you speak so well, like it's a shock or a surprise because an African American person speaks well or eloquently or isn't just using a bunch of slang references or a bunch of profanity or whatever, right? But I'm just saying she clearly was signed on because they saw something in her that they believe that they could capitalize off of. Yes, for them, as well as she can profit off of as well, because if she's going to go through the pain, then I believe she should be able to profit from it. So I don't have any issues with that. At least it's not like someone else making a Tubi movie or even a higher level Netflix movie off of her story, which people can do. They can do that. And then she gets cut out of it. So I have no issues with her being able to bank off of the BS that she experienced in her life. But I just wanted to play this clip, and then I'm going to just share my thoughts real quick.
Negative comments have hurt the most, I guess.
There was a very famous personality that called me a big bag, talking about my weight. And so it's things like that that I'm like, Jesus, you know, I can already admit I'm self-conscious, you know, as a heavier woman. I feel like how I look should not dictate whether or not I deserve, you know, that was disappointing, and it was hurtful, especially the one that was the more famous personality, because again, I'm more than just my weight. Like,
I tell y'all all the time, the easiest way to keep your own peace is to not disturb the peace of others. I disturbed that woman's peace, and that wasn't my intention. So I apologize if my words made her feel that way. But I do have two things to say. Number one, I never said she don't deserve love because of her size.
Right.
I didn't even know she was big. Just told the story, and I said it sounds like big back behavior, and then I started talking about big back belief. Now, if y'all want to have a conversation about reinforcing negative stereotypes of big backs, I understand. I'm open to it. But acting like I was having a conversation about Reesateesa's looks and size, that's not accurate. I was speaking in general terms about big back behavior and big back belief. And I actually said nobody has to be that desperate because there is a man out there for you. And I do have one final point, just one. We all have social media. No, we all have social media.
Absolutely.
And we all use it for different reasons.
Yeah.
And Reesa's getting a lot of props for being so vulnerable. Salute to her. But I personally feel like we have to stop bringing this stuff to social media if you don't want people to have an opinion about it.
Absolutely.
Because some of this stuff should just be reserved for our therapists. If we can't handle people having an opinion about whatever we are venting about, keep it off social media. That's my personal
That's
opinion.
a good point. When you put it out there in the world, the world's going to come back many different ways.
Absolutely. And she said that she was already insecure about her weight. So then why would you come to such a big platform thinking that, you know, you're going to be off limits from comments like, because it's people who was actually going in on her.
Absolutely.
You didn't call her a big back.
No, I was just speaking towards big back behavior and big back belief based off the story you told.
Absolutely.
And that's why even when you reference Sheila from Why Did I Get Married?
Yes.
Fantastic movie, because even that movie reinforced those same stereotypes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we also seen where Sheila ate small.
She unbigged her back. She did unbig her back. She definitely did.
And then that man came around. You know what I'm saying?
He was going crazy.
Wanted her, and then the skinny girl, she was spending up the money and all that. So it just all of that to say, like you said, just get therapy for it, especially if it is an insecurity of yours.
Yeah, I just don't think those are things that should be on social media, because everybody's not going to agree with you.
Nope.
There's going to be people that have negative things to say. So I just feel like some of this stuff should be reserved for our therapists if we can't handle people having an opinion about whatever we are venting about. Because you're not always going to hear what you want to hear.
Yeah, and then to say, especially the more famous personality. It should hurt you when anybody say.
I get it, but I respect. I understand that, though. And once again, if I disturbed her peace, I apologize for disturbing her peace, but that was not my intention.
Well, that was very big of you to apologize, and I love you for that, bro.
I love you, too.
Child, please. Okay. I want to say a few things, and I'm actually just going to say this. I'm actually not on anyone's side in this situation, because one, it's a viral story, so I'm just talking about it and sharing my opinion about it, but I'm not going to act like Reesateesa is a victim of Charlamagne the God. Yeah, he may have been one of those people that had a larger platform, and therefore more people would hear and see what he said about her. But her getting the opportunity to come on the Tamronhall show was amazing. Two, it was an opportunist situation for Tamronhall, because this is something, or I won't say something, this is a situation and a person that has gone extremely viral. So it's going to get Tamronhall's show more views from the people who may not have ever watched her show, but saw this woman on TikTok and have become followers of her, right? So don't tell me that Tamronhall, just because she has a large platform, isn't an opportunist. They all do that. It's just, it's something that would be beneficial for her. So also, I am not rooting for Charlamagne the God, because I am one of those people that believes that if you're going to apologize, then just do it. Even if you don't feel that you're wrong, but if you just want to apologize, just say the apology and leave it at that. Because when you apologize and then you go into but and the other things, then you kind of negate the apology. I honestly, if he was going to speak about it, would have preferred that he may have just given 2 separate statements versus doing it all in one full swoop. But listen, it's his show. Well, he doesn't own it, but he's on The Breakfast Club. And as long as he is not hurting or harassing, someone in a way where it could be a civil or even a criminal matter, he has the right to share his opinions. And so a lot of people don't have to agree with what he said, but he actually didn't call her a big back. And again, it's not okay for him to say, well, it sounds like big back energy, because what the hell is that supposed to mean too, right? Big back energy, big back belief, what, I mean, really, like, what does that mean? Because I'm a person of a smaller stature. I have been all of my life. It's in my genes. I can't help it. But do you know how many smaller people have insecurities too? And I'm not here to pit smaller people against bigger people. But for him to make that comment, it just was ridiculous in the first place, because it's not just bigger size or larger proportion people that have insecurities about relationships or feeling good enough or whatever. Everyone can deal with that. So don't put it into a box of, well, because a person is of a certain size and stature, then that's them feeling insecure, feeling desperate or whatever. But the other thing I wanted to say is that Reesateesa sitting there on the Tamronhall show, making herself out to be a victim of what Charlamagne the God said, when I'm quite sure if I were to go to her videos, there would be a lot of people that had comments about her that were not nice. I'm quite sure. I haven't gone there because I don't really care to go and see it. But he didn't say she didn't deserve love because of her size. And I believe, not even watching her stories, I don't have to watch it, we all have an intuition, especially women, but a lot of times we choose to ignore those things, especially women who feel like this man could be a project for me. I could show this off as he was this way, but he changed his ways. He turned for the better and whatever. I stuck with him and stuck through, the thick and the thin and the ups and the downs. A lot of women are, I wouldn't say guilty, but a lot of women have felt a responsibility in some way of having a project versus a partner. And so I believe, yeah, she wanted stuff. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? But I don't believe that she was a gold digger. I do believe that this man sold her a lot of hopes and dreams that she fell for, that she, I'm quite sure, had, because God, he loves all of us, right? And even if you choose to ignore the signs, he speaks to us in so many different ways to give us warnings and things like that. I know I've gotten them over the years, and maybe not so much in relationships, because I'm thankful I have had a number of issues in my life, but issues with my partner and my husband in relationships and stuff like that, thankfully that hasn't been my issue in life. But when it comes to other family members and helping other people out and different things like that, I've gotten those red flags and those warning signs because I love the person, or, I really just wanted to help them out. I did something that God was warning me, don't do it. They don't deserve it. They're going to burn that bridge. You're going to regret it. It's not going to work out. And I tried because, well, maybe this will help them. Maybe this will, set them on the straight path, or whatever, the thoughts were at the time for whoever the individual was that I was trying to help out. And lo and behold, down the line, whatever happened. And I'm like, dang, God was warning me, and I still moved forward and proceeded anyway. So I do believe that she got the signs, but she just chose to ignore them. And a lot of women do that. And finally, just to say this, because there's a lot that I could say, but I don't really want to make this very long. She chose to bring this to the internet, and trust and believe. I believe it's working out for her. Obviously, some good things are happening for her, and that's amazing. Bless God for it. But the goal was to go viral. No, she didn't know she was going to go viral, but no one brings stuff like this to the internet without the intention of it going viral and hopefully monetizing off of it in the least, or having an opportunity like she has now at the most by getting featured on other larger platforms. Now she's signed to a management deal with an entertainment company. Like, that was the goal. No, she didn't know it was going to happen, but I don't have an issue with that either. So I'm not saying that she was wrong for sharing her story with the intent, or hopes, I should say, with the hopes of that happening for her. But that was the reason she did it. Because if it was just about releasing and sharing, her story with other people, and not sharing her story with other people, and it was just to be a release, then she would have spoken to her therapist and had it in confidence versus sharing it with the public. So, yeah, I agree with Charlamagne the God when he was saying, if people don't really want this type of attention, then they need to stop bringing these things to social media. But the people who do that type of stuff, that's exactly why they do it, because they want attention. Okay? Most people like myself, we want privacy, so we're not going to bring our personal problems to the internet. And if we do, it might just be here or there and just sharing a little brief synopsis, but we're not going to go off and do a 50-part series about the depths of the relationship with this person that bamboozled us and took advantage and lied and cheated and whatever else he, was accused of doing that he may have actually done. But if we're going to call her a big back, then the ex needs to be called that too, because I saw a couple of clips of him and he definitely doesn't look like some little small skinny guy either, right? So that's why I don't like that term, because when I hear people say that, they usually are equating that to women and not men. And he looks like a fullback himself, okay? And yeah, I know I said fullback and not big back. But anyway, yeah, she definitely did share this with social media and the world because that was the goal. She wanted it to garner her attention, money. No problem with that. I don't have an issue with that. People can do whatever they want to do. People are going on OnlyFans and spreading their butt cheeks and their private parts and whatever else for the sake of attention and making money. So people are going to do whatever they want to do. I'm not here to judge anybody for what they choose to do to get whatever their goals are of getting. So I don't have a problem with someone getting online and sharing their stories, but just be honest. You did it for the attention. You did it to, hopefully get other opportunities, and she's getting that, and I'm happy for her. But Charlamagne missed the point when he said, well, if you don't want people to, to say things or whatever, then you need to stop bringing things like this to social media and just go to a therapist. But that's why they're doing this. They don't want therapy. They want money. They want attention. They want recognition. I'm not saying that they don't want therapy at all, but if that's what it was really all about, then it would never come to this. So, yeah, he was wrong for calling her a big back. And if he wanted to apologize, he should have just done the apology and left it at that versus going off into a tangent about, well, if she wanted this and if she didn't want that and we need to stop doing this and we just say that, because I don't even believe the apology. I really don't. And if he didn't want to apologize, he didn't have to. Many people say and do things and they don't feel that they owe anyone an apology when they actually do. But my feelings on apologies are, the only apologies that I really want, or the ones that should be given, are those that aren't forced. And I just feel like he felt the pressure to do it. Not because he was threatened by his job to do it. I don't believe that they really cared that much about her for them to, iHeartRadio or the Breakfast Club to say, look, you're going to have to issue an apology to Reesateesa, because no, they don't care. They really don't. But he could have just kept the apology and just came out and said, look, I never said that she wasn't deserving of love. I want to dispute what she said, because she said that it hurt her feelings, because for someone to call her a big back and to say that she doesn't deserve love, that's not what I said. So he could have just said that. And whether people chose to accept it or reject it, that's their personal right to do so also. But I'm quite sure that he wasn't the only one that has had negative comments about her. And she chose to share what he said. She didn't call his name, but, most people knew who he was talking about, who she was talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say he. Most people knew who she was talking about, and she said it on the Tamronhall show. So, yeah, he felt a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't something that he really had to do. He could have just kept it moving, because it would have died down by him just coming out to address it and so-called apologizing, but yet explaining and also justifying a little bit. Just leave the apology out of it. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about this briefly. All the best to the woman. I hope and pray that she gets everything great that's coming her way, and all of the pain and whatever she experienced in her relationship, that she gets double for her trouble. But most people, they don't get it like that. So that was the goal. That was the goal, to go viral. That was the goal, to get the attention. And now she can finally get that, hopefully, get that house and that car that she really wanted. Anyway, guys, you let me know your thoughts about the Reesateesa situation, Charlamagne the God, so-called apology. And let's just talk about it in the comment section. So thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.